Hi guys. Apparently my or my camera decided it wanted to quit on me, so I just need a second to reset. But welcome to Life Talks with Crystal Phoenix, and um, you know the whole let's meet our. We're doing the whole author spotlight on a very good friend of mine, Felipe. I've known him for quite a few years now. I'm trying to fix my camera issues as I'm talking. Sorry, guys. Um, through LinkedIn. He's an amazing person and very proud of him. He has written a very adorable kids book. Um, and I wanted to highlight him because so many of you guys have kids yourselves, and we're always looking for good books for our kids to read and everything. And so I wanted to bring you a new one. Give me one second. I'm so sorry, guys, about this whole camera thing. Um, I really, really am sorry. I don't know what's going on with my new camera. So hopefully there, I just switched cameras. There we go. I'm back. Sorry about that. So, I'm going to bring Felipe up and let him tell you about his journey with the children's book, what it's all about, and its inspiration. So, hello, my friend. Welcome to Life Talks with Crystal Phoenix. I think the last time you were, in a Life Talks, it was a audio room on LinkedIn, and you would just join the stage kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. It's amazing how long we've known each other from Clubhouse to audio rooms on LinkedIn to now lives. So, and thank you for inviting me. It's great to be here.
So I see the book cover in the corner right there.
Yep. Right here too.
There we go. Beautiful. So tell me a little bit about it. I mean, every time I've seen you on LinkedIn, you don't really talk about, kids books or anything like that, your HR and, all of that. And it's all powerful what we've talked about, bringing humanity back into HR and everything else. So how did you go from HR exec to writing a children's book? I really, really want to know where this came from. Not that I can say anything. I've been writing all kinds of mental health books, and I've been tossing around children's book for a few years and decided to actually start mine. So I'm not doubting it, but I'm just curious, how did you go from that to that? That's kind of a big jump.
Yeah, it is. And people definitely were shocked. People that know me know that I do have a creative side. I've always liked to sketch. I have a bunch of sketchbooks from my youth up to my adulthood of just sketching. Now, sketching people, I couldn't get them exactly right. Like they would look attractive, but they wouldn't be resembling the person. But animals, landscapes, that I was good at. And so I always had that creative side to me. So whenever I could use it, I tap into it in my work and I never thought much of it. And then when I had children, I was curious which of my kids would get the creative gene, And my daughter was always hungry for the creative gene. She was like, I love creativity. She'd always say that, right? And she came in one day, or I asked her to let the dog out one day, and she was about 3 or 4 years old, and she let Max out, and she's like, I'm gonna go outside in the backyard with Max. I'm like, all right. And after like 5 minutes, I went to go check on them, and I walk outside, and they come running up to me, and they're like, Poppy, it's like we had the most amazing adventure. We got lost. We were so scared. We didn't know what was happening. Thank God Max was with me. We met all these animals, and we were able to find our way home. And I'm like, in my head, I was like, you're gone 5 minutes. That's a long ass story for 5 minutes, but okay. But it was what sparked the idea. It was like, that's a great little story. Like someone should make that a children's book. Now, the reason why I said someone, not me, was because I've never been known as someone who writes well. My grammar, my spelling, teachers have told me you are not a good writer. I'm like, I actually had one teacher that actually said that to me. For those of you that are teachers, I know that y'all would normally not say that to a child, but But after that, what happened was I ended up keeping it in the back of my head. And every time it popped back in my head, I would like maybe draw an animal and think about it. Or I would think about if I did write it, what would the story look like? And so little by little, I just started, putting it in my head. And for long, I had the story written out in my head, exactly how I wanted it, and the visuals, because I would see things in my backyard. I love photography, and the thing that added to it was taking pictures of things in my backyard. I had pictures of animals in my backyard, and this one squirrel always was hanging on a branch with its legs hanging down. I actually have a picture of it. Actually, I'll run down and get it before the show's over. And he's hanging on the branch like, I'm just beat, tired, and lazy today. And I thought that was a hysterical thing. So I made him as the character of the book because the kids always reference the squirrel. They referenced the bunnies, and they had names for the bunnies. They referenced everything in the backyard. So as I took pictures, I would use those as the template for the book. But it wasn't until Nick and Guiding Brilliant Writers, she was getting people together as a publisher to do a book, a bunch of co-authors, and she reached out to me because we've been friends, and I said, yeah, Nick, I'm not a writer. That's not me. I thank you for thinking of me, but no, thank you. And she's like, well, come on, it's about LinkedIn. And I'm like, oh, well,
LinkedIn love affair.
Maybe I could write about LinkedIn, And so she hooked me in there. After she hooked me in there, she said, I'm doing another book. It's about a message to my family. Well, I'm passionate about my family. I was in my mind about my father who passed away 20 years ago, about how his legacy. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can do a chapter in there. And after that, I got the bug. And from there, it was, maybe I can do this children's book. And so I told Nick, I think I'm working on this in the back. I'll let you know. And then finally, I finished it. I illustrated it. I formatted it the best I could to what I thought a children's book should look like. I sent it to Nick, and Nick's like, well, maybe by next year. And I said, well, Nick, take a look at it, because I think I did a lot of the legwork. Hopefully, it just needs to be tweaked. I sent it to her at the end of July. It got published and was out by August 14th, y'all. That's how fast Nick is.
Oh, yeah.
To format it the right format. It definitely needs some tweaking. But it was one of those things where she allowed me to make that dream come true. And now, because of that, I didn't stop there. My family in Spain, I'm getting ready to send Nick the Spanish version of Miranda and Max. Mike LeBlanc wrote a song for it. I asked him about it, if he would do it. He was kind enough to do it. And then that's the song that I put to this video that is on YouTube now, so that when people buy the book now, Nick is going to add a QR code in the back that is going to take them straight to that video, so that the kids can see the book, but then they also can see a short live action 2-minute video of it coming to life. So that's the short story of how I got here today.
Well, really quick, everybody just saw me get distracted. Matt just let Sophie in. Now, Sophie does not come inside. She is a strictly outdoor dog. Like, you literally have to pick her up to bring her in the house. Like, she does not come in. Like, you can leave the door wide open and she will stand there. And she is.
Aww.
Yeah, like I said, she is a farm dog. True and true. So, sorry about the distraction, but Sophie apparently is joining us now.
All right. Well, Sophie wanted to be part of the conversation. Maybe Sophie wants to be in the book next time.
I love the story about, your kids have an amazing imagination, and the fact that you're putting it to, words and everything, and, giving them that outlet is awesome. You know what I mean?
And
so
it's also a hope, I wish I had done this when they were young, so I could have read it to them. But now my hope is, because we have no young kids in my family right now. There are no infants, toddlers, no one below the age of 10 in this family, not even the age of 15. So in my family, I'm waiting for kids to have kids so that I can have them read this. But also, think about this. Think about if you're a grandparent one day and your stories that you would share to your grandkids are not necessarily the stories that your kids might share to their kids.
Exactly.
And so I'm hoping that some of my stories make it through to the grandkids and great grandkids one day, so that they can hear about those stories about their parents or about us.
So, well, since we have talked so much about Nick, I am going to bring her up and let her introduce herself. But I also have that video queued to play. So I'm going to bring Nick up and we're going to talk with Nick for a minute or two. And then with your permission, I'm going to show that video that you have so graciously, had made. I'm always excited to do stuff like that.
Thank
so
you.
Welcome, Nick. As I jokingly call at times my fearless leader when you have helped lead different writing book projects with me. I wrote with you for LinkedIn Love Affair, and then We Choose Not to Be Our Diagnosis. And I won't lie, I have gotten a little bit of flack from my family on that. And I looked at them and I was like, well, truth hurts, don't it? I was like, well, if you had, gotten me properly diagnosed, I wouldn't have this chapter to write now, would I? Truth hurts. Sorry, Ma. But the song that we wrote and everything, I mean, I'm very proud of that chapter. I keep procrastinating, but you know how I am with my chapters. I always do a recording and put them on my podcast, and I still haven't gotten around to it because working 2 jobs, it's just craziness. But so Nick, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey with, Guiding Light? And Felipe, I know when it comes to Nick, when she sets her mind to someone, writing with her or being a part of something, she's not going to take no. She might at first, but she'll just keep wearing you down quietly, little bits, hey, Crystal, can you help promote? Wink, wink. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I wanted to be in this, but all right. You got room for one more? Without even, she has a way of getting in there and helping you unleash that creative fun side and, reach for it, So the stage is yours, my dear.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having Felipe and myself on today. I'm incredibly proud of him. This is a lifelong dream, and to be able to be a part of it is a blessing for me. And it's just to see his crazy, contagious excitement over all of this. As a publisher, I'm already excited whenever somebody publishes their book, right? But just the involvement and knowing that a big part of this was also for his daughter Miranda, who was recently engaged and has been on the live shows with us. Something like that really takes what I do to the next level when you talk to people about how you choose your line of work, because it's impactful. It's impactful to me as well. So I am glad that I wore Crystal down. She did a wonderful job writing the song for We Choose to Be More Than Our Diagnoses. And I'm glad that your family read it, even if the outcome wasn't necessarily what you expected. But that often is the case when we write.
Oh, it was exactly what I expected from my mom. She was true to form. It was exactly what I expected. But my response to it, instead of, being apologetic, was kind of embracing the whole, no, this is me, and this is me healing from my past and, helping others. And she's like, point taken, I'm going to shut up now. I was like, love you. My writing has actually helped my relationship with my family a lot, whether they like what I'm saying with the truths or not. It's truths that need to be seen, that need to be heard. So it can be painful, but needed.
I agree. Writing certainly does that for everyone, and regardless of the genre or reason for, you would find in writing there's a lot of reflection, and in that reflection there's actually a lot of foresight for what you would like to come in your future. So I'm not going to take up any more time, because we certainly want to speak about, Felipe's book, and the fact that he sold in more than a half a dozen countries and hit international bestseller is no small feat for an indie author. I do anthologies, and that's a lot of people to help promote a book. But when you are a single author, the odds are stacked against you, and they're certainly not easy to get there. And he was not just in the top 10, 100 Amazon bestsellers. He was in not just the top 100, which are considered Amazon bestsellers, with 7,500 ebooks launching in a day. He was in the top 10. And that's big. And he was in his category of interactive children's stories, which is exactly what this genre and this book is. So I'm very, very proud of him. And honestly, as a publisher, people come to you in all different stages with their books. Felipe was ready. He was just simply ready. He had checked off all the boxes. And though he said that it was done in 2 weeks, he made my job very easy.
I did have 20 years to prepare, so in my
yeah. So I do actually have a question. I have 2 nephews. One is just turned 3. The other one's turning 6. Have you thought about trying to get the book added to the Scholastic magazine that they do in school and in like the book fairs and stuff?
Oh no, that's a great idea. I will add that down. Thank you for sharing that idea.
Absolutely. And the only reason it came to mind is because Dylan's book fair is actually this week. But they get the Scholastic magazine to order books and stuff every month and stuff. So that's the only reason I put that out there.
No, and my mother used to be a teacher. My wife works in the school system, and so I'm sure I can find out more about who to reach out to. So great idea. Thank you, Crystal.
Absolutely. Now, so we've talked about all of that. So really quick, would you like me to share that video real quick?
Sure. Just so that everyone knows, this video was me trying to upskill myself. I think we always are trying to learn new things in life, and AI is definitely something that people are either like, I'm not touching it, or I'm curious, or I'm all in. And I've been curious from day one. And when it came to the book, I didn't use too much AI except for on some of the illustrations when I want to change images into different, but keep the image looking consistent. I did use AI to help me with that. But what I also really used AI for was what you're about to show, which is taking the images, make them come to life, which is no easy feat. It's not like AI do this, boom. It's like, oh wait, no, why did you bring in 15 other animals into this video? No, I don't want them. Or why did my daughter just exploded? What are you doing? Or my daughter's petting a growling raccoon. No, you don't pet a growling raccoon. So, but I took time.
I need to introduce you to Matt's Uncle Robert, and I'll send you the video that he made. He actually made an AI tool that you are absolutely going to love.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
And he made a video where the tool is actually drawing while he's speaking. It's actually really cool. If we have time at the end of this, I can show like about 30 seconds of it to just give you an idea. But it's an amazing tool, and that's Matt's uncle. It's the one who gave him all the interest in computers, ironically.
Wow. Well, that sounds fascinating. Yeah. So I just took the AI and I decided to make it into a video short, and I added the song that Mike LeBlanc wrote to the video. So as it's moving along, it's playing the music. So there you go.
Absolutely. And here we go.
Miranda came running through the back door. Max at her heels like he's done before. 4 paws and 1 bright heart, making music in our yard. I watched her laugh at his silly games. Saw her whisper his secret names. She's learned love through wagging tail. Upon that time will never fail. Miranda and Max, 2 hearts that beat as one. Grateful for the joy they bring into our home. She's got her best friend, he's got his whole world. Together they're complete, my Miranda and faithful Max. Someday she needed comfort, someday she needed play. Max gave her everything, every single day. I've watched her grow through a father's grateful eyes, seeing how love grows when it's honest and it's tried. one. Grateful for the joy they bring into our home. She's got her best friend, he's got his whole world. Together they're complete, my Miranda and faithful Max. How did we get so lucky with a love that fills our home? This beautiful young lady and her beloved friend.
Sorry, my mic was on when the dog started barking. Oh.
It was actually quite appropriate to have the dog barking. Just want to say.
Yeah. And just to give you an idea, that squirrel that you saw in there is a product of this guy here. That is our backyard. So he is the squirrel that sits on our branches and just hangs out. Crystal, we can't hear you.
That was so adorable and a great way to promote. It really was. I tend to mute my mic on my actual mic and I'll forget. It's so cute. The video and everything is a great way to promote and to get interest. I definitely would love to share the video with the link to the book to, generate more sales for you, because the book is adorable. I did read it Kindle style and I think it's so cute. I'm not gonna lie, part of me wants to ask if for a Christmas present for my nephews, if you could send me signed copies. I'd pay for them.
I can definitely do that for you.
I would pay for them. I'm not asking for free books or anything.
I would happily do that for you. Yes.
Especially because, that's a family announcement that can come at a later date. We're not announcing anything, but we're very big in reading and the boys love books. And Blakers, especially the one that just turned 3, he's all about animals. Like his birthday presents, he wanted all like farm animal, like toys and stuff like that, so that I could see him really enjoying these books. And he's 3, so it's a really perfect age. The way you animated it, it almost reminded me of a better Dora the Explorer, because I'm sorry.
Someone mentioned that too. There's a little Dora feel to it, which is funny. My daughter was a huge Dora fan, and I actually did a whole Dora birthday for her in the backyard when she was 3. And we had people pretend they were Swiper and all the other characters. And of course, my mother was the abuela with the chocolates.
Now, granted, Dora isn't as bad as some of the kids' shows that were out.
Teletubbies?
Oh, no. Teletubbies were banned in my household when I had children. Barney was another one that I didn't allow. I have, with my younger children, I banned Elmo.
Oh,
well, that's because my eldest gave me trauma. He would not watch anything but Elmo's World. It wasn't Sesame Street. I'm good with Sesame Street, but it was just Elmo's World, to the point where now if I hear that laugh, I like get a twitch. And Matt, ironically, can do the voice perfectly. So when he wants to annoy me, he will come up behind me and talk like Elmo. And I'm like, really? Do you want to sleep on the couch? But no, it's really cute. And I could honestly see you almost making, like, since it's going to be a book series, almost make it turning into a animated series to go along with it. Because that's where a lot of the animated children's series start out, is book series.
Yeah. That would be a dream. That would be an amazing dream to have Backyard Adventures become a television show for kids.
Yeah. Sprout could would definitely love it. Because Sprout's for like the littles and everything. And the age group that's for, it's for about up to like 5 or 6. That would be perfect with Sprout, PBS Kids.
Yeah, and like I said, and I have 5 stories total. The one obviously came out already. I went in with my son and the cat, where the cat got out and he tried to get the cat out of the tree, and it was a whole episode. Like they even called the fire department. So that's another story. And there's one of both kids with the 2 new animals that join. And if you notice, there's always a new animal at the end of every book that I'm going to be adding that's introducing the animal that's going to be in the next one. So it's almost really a tribute to our pets, because each story is about a pet in our lives that we had.
You should add a hedgehog.
If I had a hedgehog, I would have happily had a hedgehog.
I guess I'll have to put that in my book. Because I haven't had a hedgehog, and my reward for sticking it out at Menards for 6 months is getting a new one.
Well, we've had lizards, we've had fish, we've had parakeets, we've had cats, we've had dogs, and we've had frogs. I think we're good.
I like my hedgies. They're spiky but yet cuddly, just like me. So, I mean, the book is, I love that you're making it into a series, and the fact that you're doing it about actual experiences that you had with your children makes it to where parents can relate too. Kind of like Paulette's book series, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
I love Paulette's book series. It's amazing. And just the fact that it's something parents can relate to, it's not too childish, but yet it's playful, it's whimsical, but every parent can see some of these adventures, like you were talking about with the cat and getting up in the tree, and how your son was probably panicking because it was probably his baby. And, oh my God, what are we going to do? And, but showing in a fun way how to react to these things, because sometimes us as parents, even, we freeze.
Yep.
And say Blakers reads the book about the cat, and they ironically just got a new cat a couple of days ago, and this happens. He reads that book and he's like, "Oh, mommy, this is what we should do," kind of thing.
And that really is the ultimate goal, because out of all the things that he tried to do, none of them worked. And the message at the end is the simplest solution is what worked, which I'm not going to show the spoiler yet. But yeah, so that is the ultimate goal, is to have some kind of message in there.
Giving the parents little life hacks, as well as giving kids life hacks in the story.
Yeah.
And
Trust me,
love
having your kids go in the backyard that's fenced in gives parents a nice little break sometimes that we need. So it is, and it also gives them a chance to use their imagination. So those are important things.
Yeah. Matt used to walk around his backyard. He has got a 3-part book, or a 3-part series that is so in-depth that he wrote in his head over 10 years, that I keep telling him that he needs to let me actually put pen to paper. And he's like, no. But that's what he would do. He would even, because parts of it had sword fighting, and he'd be out back with a stick making funny noises with this book in his head, having adventures and stuff. And to me, what you're describing with your series, that's I'm envisioning Matt as a child, like your kids.
That's the hope.
And yes, Nick, absolutely. Tying in the pets makes a series special, because you're right. So many families have pets. I've got a dog, 3 cats, Matt's sister's cats. His other sister has cat, dogs. You have fish. There's so many different pets, and it does, because it also shows them the special bond that the kids make with those pets, and learning and everything. So I'm going to shut up and let Nick talk for a minute, because you're making some amazing comments in the chat. So
Sure. So I'm going to talk a little bit. I do apologize if I look like I'm a little under the weather. I had an emergency molar extraction on Monday, and yeah, I'm talking. It's not doing too well here. You know what? I'm a publisher, so obviously I'm in love with storytelling for many reasons, right? Depending on the genre, it can be cathartic, empowering, things like that. And when I think of a children's storybook, I think of the incredible connection that Felipe has built another layer, if you will, with his children through this, right? And it is a layer that everybody will not necessarily achieve, because not everybody's going to write a children's series based on experiences that they've had with their children. And so, you know, to be able to connect with them as adults now through drawing them back to childhood memories is something very special. And, you know, they will probably go on to have their own children. And he's going to be bouncing grandchildren on his knee one day. And he's going to be going, you know, let Poppy read you this story. Poppy wrote this story. And so, you know, there's just such far-reaching repercussions when you, not repercussions in a bad way, but, you know, when you choose to, you know, put yourself out there because there's a story that's important to you that you want to share. And you know that it is going to bring so much happiness to the readers. And like you also mentioned, kids are going out into the backyard. They're seeing animals all the time. I mean, you know, I live out on the east end of Long Island, so there's a lot of greenery out here still. You know, it's not as built up. I mean, there isn't a day that goes by that I'm not seeing deer, squirrel, hare. And just yesterday was the turkeys. I guess that's this time. So they're like wobbling, 10 of them on the front lawn. But, you know, these are the lovely things, I think, that, as you say, I think you said your nephew's 3. And we're always teaching our children from a young age, you know, what's that dog? What's that cat? What's that? So, you know, this book is also an opportunity to teach your children about pets and animals, sorry. And as the series goes on, there's introduction of more animals. So, you know, think about it as they step outside and they see another animal. And what I like about it is these animals aren't all typical to pets. Like, we don't have pet squirrels. You know what I'm saying? So they get to actually see and experience animals in the wild as well. And I just have to say, I fell in love with the depressed squirrel. I'm like, oh, there's my buddy. I'm going to go joining him on the branch when I'm having my bipolar moment. It's just, I have never seen a thing like that. Most times they are pretty alert. This guy looked like he was just like, oh, it's just too hot up here. I can't take another step to look for another acorn.
I need a mental health day is what he said.
Yeah, right. I mean, that was like a very unique and precious moment to capture in the lens of a camera. And who would have thought, again, when you think about it, Felipe enjoys photography. And that hobby and all got roped into this book, right? So there's so much that goes into writing a book, like, and there's so much that goes into the publishing process. And what makes the publishing process a lot more simplified is the author really understanding their why they want to do this will determine the outcome and whether or not they're going to be satisfied with the outcome, right? A publisher is only the vehicle. They can provide tools. They cannot guarantee you the outcome of what you want. And Felipe's outcome was simple. He wanted to do a tribute to Miranda. He wanted to continue to leave legacy beyond that which he is building materially and financially to leave for his family. He wanted to make sure that his future generations knew bits and pieces of his story. And through this, they're going to know that somewhere midlife, he stopped and embraced a joy for writing. took his creativity to another level, stepped into the curiosity of understanding what's happening with technology, which by the way his publisher is not there, with technology. You know, they get to see so much of his movement in his life now and over the course of the series of this book. So yeah, please go out and buy the book. It is a beautiful story. And, you know, it's an introduction and there are more to come. And you will get to know his family intimately through the stories, yes. But, you know, I just think it's incredible that you're reading this book to your child at night. They're like, but I want to know more. I want to, what happens to, I wish that I could meet Miranda. Well, now they can say, well, Saturday morning after your chores, you can.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on YouTube. Well, not that they might, but you can meet Miranda and Max.
Yeah.
Right? And they actually are going to be able now to look at Miranda and Max, not just in a book, but Felipe took it beyond, and that's absolutely incredible. I might have to hire my own author.
I agree. Now, Nick, my dear sister, I know your mouth is killing you. I love the fact that you braved this to be here with us as his editor and publisher. But I am going to relieve you of your duty and let you go lay down and rest. I
do appreciate that, Felipe. I apologize. I'm looking
No,
into
please.
this and I'm like, wait a minute, is there swollen? I'm like, oh my God.
You know, I won't lie to you.
And
You look
made
great, but
it
it is a
the whole
little
thing.
swollen, sis.
Yeah.
So I am going to say, go get some rest. Felipe and I got this for the last 10, 15 minutes, okay?
Totally.
We love you. Feel
And
better.
go buy the book. Trust me, you are
Yes,
not.
I've got the link right here, and I've been sending it to people that I know have small children, sending the link individually. So we love you, Nick, but go rest, my dear.
Yeah, get some rest, Nick. Feel better.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay. So I feel so bad for Nick.
I know.
I truly do.
Tooth pain is never good.
No, it's not. So, and you know what's funny is, like, as I'm hearing you talk, all I can think of is how cool your daughter must think this is. You know, when she has kids and she reads this to them, be like, yeah, Poppy wrote this about me or about your uncle. You know, when you're talking about
that's what I hope.
You know, this is about me, my memory. You know, things that we did, and you know, it reminds me very much of Jay's storytelling.
Yes.
In a very positive way. I love Jay's story hour. I really do. So but it does. It reminds me how you've embodied your children's stories and put them together. It really does. It reminds me of the way that Jay tells his history stories and everything. And that to me is a compliment, because Jay's an amazing storyteller.
And I think we all have stories inside of us. It's, you know, you think about how stories from us growing up, from our kids growing up, from funny stories from our friends. It's about remembering them and just you know, sharing them, because again, those stories, you might think, oh, it just this is normal. No, it wasn't necessarily normal. That was unique. That happened to you. Other people would love to hear that story.
Yeah, like, you know how you always hear the horror stories. Well, you're a dad to a beautiful daughter. You know, you always joke about how you're going to threaten the boyfriends.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I have actual stories where I kind of did. One of the boyfriends, we were going to my dad used to shoot competition pistol.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. And I did too as well with him, by the way. And we were going to an arcade after work, after a tournament. So my boyfriend's mom drops him off at the range. Now, the people that shot before my dad sucked. He looks at my dad. Now, he wasn't a punk kid, but when we're 12, we're all punk kids. You know, he had arm all around me, you know, being all huggy and whatever for 12-year-olds. And he looks at my dad and he goes, "You any good with that thing?" And my dad's like, "Come here, son." Watches him shoot. Dad nails it. Now, what the competition pistol that we did was basically the police run courses where you're moving and hitting the targets and everything.
Yeah.
So he
Those
would
are
barely
hard.
hold. Yeah, he would barely hold my hand at that point. After Dad had brought my 22 out and had me shoot, he would not come like within 5 feet of me. Another one was we both played paintball. Now, if a guy wanted to date me, he had to come out to the paintball field with us. First, had to watch me and Dad play one-on-one. Now, the rule was I could get hit a million times. I had to get Dad. Like, I had to break paint on Dad. And then they had to go one-on-one with him. Same rule. Yeah. I had taken a hit from right here, about 15 feet. Now, the paintball's about that big, going 300 feet per second, right here. Now, I was 15 at the time. Did not want my boyfriend to see me cry. I'm walking off the field, barely able to breathe. Take the helm, my mask off, and boyfriend comes up. "You all right?" And I just nod because I'm gasping, and my dad looks at me. He's like, "You all right?" And I'm like, he's like, "Come here, son." Never heard from that guy again. So, and I love telling these stories. I think they're hilarious, now. And even at the time, because the way I saw it was, if you can't take that at a paintball field that I take every weekend, you're not worth my time. Because if I need you to defend me, you're not going to be there. You're not going to have my back if you can't even take a paintball game. So it was kind of his way of teaching me to defend myself and to be able to figure out who's worth it. Wish I'd remembered those lessons when I met my ex, but that's okay. But so, yeah, like you said, we have those stories, those memories that are unique to us. I don't know many girls that can say that about their dad in a paintball game,
Yep.
But you as a dad, did you come up with some fun ways to try and scare off the boyfriend you didn't like?
No, and we definitely, I had certain things around the house that were placed purposely, and I made sure that I taught my daughter how to defend herself, and little tricks that would let the boys know that if you mess with her, she can take you out.
Yeah, and my dad did the same thing from a very young age, So I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. He had a pretty daughter. He wanted me to be able to stick up for myself. So, but these memories are so awesome. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the series. And I hope you continue to make these little videos.
No, that definitely
to go
would
with
be
each book.
That's yeah. Plus, if I didn't do that for my son's book, what kind of father would I be? Like, I did it for your dog, for your sister, but not for you. No, I want to be consistent. And I think it also adds value to those that read the book to see it come to life.
Absolutely.
I know as a comic book nerd growing up, I read all the superhero comics. I wanted Spider-Man on the movie screen. I wanted to see Spider-Man come to life. So if kids read a kid's book, I think part of them wishes they could see it come to life. I want to give them a little bit of that.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the next one. And if it's okay with you, I may dabble at writing a song for you that you can put some music with the next one or whatever.
I would entertain hearing anybody's attempt to do it, because I think it's songwriting is not my strength. That is definitely not my strength. So I'm not gonna try. Photography, videography, I've always liked that as a hobby. That's why I'm dabbling in that part. But when it comes to songwriting, I tried to do a song one time, and people like, that is not a song. That's just a bunch of words put together. It's been great, Crystal. I really enjoyed this. You just helped me support promoting this book. I love that you are that you've read it and that you've enjoyed it, and I'm happy to autograph any copies that you would ever want to send, because I think it's always nice to know the author. I know that when I bought books and I get someone to sign it, like even if my best friend or a stranger, it's just neat to have that.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for letting me, promote. And I love the video. With your permission, like I said, I'd like to put it,
Please
post it in my community chat on both my Facebook and on my YouTube channel with the link for the book, so that people can watch the video and be like, "Ooh, I want this," and go get the book and show it to their kids and stuff. Friday, when the nephews are here, I'm definitely going to show them.
Oh, good! Yay!
I think they're really going to enjoy it, and I'm going to send it to Matt's sister Nicole. She lives in St. Louis, for baby Jack.
Oh, well, I love it. Thank you so much, and
you're welcome, and thank you, for coming on and everything. I have a couple little announcements that I do want to do, but I truly do appreciate you. And guys, the link is right here. I'm also going to have it in the chat on Facebook, like I said, on the YouTube channel, LinkedIn. All of you guys know how to get a hold of Felipe, how to find the link, but I will post
LinkedIn
it
or YouTube. I'm always on one of the two.
So I like I said, Chris Hennessy on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
He and I are actually doing a live on the 22nd, talking about a part of trafficking that most people don't want to go into, things like that. So I just want to, me, I like to sprinkle breadcrumbs of things. It's going to be a really good one. That's going to be Monday the 22nd. I know I'm supposed to be doing a live sometime soon with Alexandria from Inspire Light. I'm working on my book project, working 2 jobs, going insane. But I also, Matt is making sure that I do take a little bit of time for me. Speaking of animals, we are going to the Omaha Zoo.
Oh, cool.
Because Matt and Dylan's birthday are the same week. So we're going to the Omaha Zoo October 4th and 5th. And then hopefully I'm getting my hedgehog on the way back, because there's a breeder that's right that way. And speaking of Jay, hello, we were talking about you. Were your ears ringing, my dear? And then a lot of people know that my idol is Amanda from Ava Under Fire, and he got me tickets to see Ava Under Fire with Buck Cherry. I really don't care about Buck Cherry. It's just the Ava Under Fire part. What? She's who I want to be when I grow up. She is a addiction, anxiety and depression therapist by day and a rock star by night. She's who I want to be when I grow up. Hey, we never grow up. I refuse.
We're always a Toys R Us kid, right?
Absolutely. So that's kind of what I've got coming up. And do you have a time frame for book 2? I'm just curious.
I'm ideally looking to. So I'm actually working also on a professional business book on retirement for employers and for the individual. And it's a concept I've done in the last 2 places I've worked at, and I thought, let me put it into writing and see if other people can adopt it and use it, because I think it'd be great. But for the
I definitely wouldn't mind buying that.
But for the second book of this series, I told Nick I'd like to get it out in December. I think it'd be a great time.
Oh, that would be a
Christmas.
great, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to put a little bit of like Christmas touches into the book?
I haven't thought about that yet. I feel like it might.
I mean, with a Christmas release, you at least for the video, you might want to add some little Christmas.
Yeah, there might be some snow in there. Mm-hmm. There might be something like that. But yeah, definitely. Because the other thing is, I don't want to make it a Christmas book, because it's not a Christmas book, but seasonally, that might be winter in this book. And then so that would be by December, January is what I'm looking for. So I'm doing a lot of promotion this week, so it's been a busy week.
Hey, I mean, I'm glad that we could fit each other in, to put it actually, because we both have very hectic schedules. Hello, Izzy. Izzy Pop actually is a wonderful creator. She made my banners. I posted a video that I was going to make as my closing video, but I've decided I'm actually going to do it, put it as my YouTube channel description, like video. But
Okay.
she made an amazing video for me
Very
to
cool.
a song that I wrote.
That's
Ironically. And I actually, I don't have it on my computer yet. It's only on my, actually, yes, I do. It's on my YouTube channel. What the heck am I talking about? You're a space cadet, Crystal. You know, the whole ADHD brain and all of that. Yeah, that's me. So today I am going to close out with that video because I am very proud of both Izzy and myself on this one. She made an amazing video for me to a song that I wrote and put together. I will eventually have the courage to actually sing my music again, but I'm not there yet. So thank you again for being here, and keep going with these books. I love the fact that it's your personal family history and fun, and embracing that and bringing it to the world. I love that. So
I appreciate the encouragement and support. It means a lot, and I definitely will continue doing that, especially since it seems like it resonates, and I want people to resonate with it. So thank you so much, and thank you to everyone that showed up here. It's great to see everyone in the comments. It's great to see Nick and Sheldon and Jay and Izzy and Joshua Lee. Joshua Lee did this great little post about this interview I'm doing with my CEO, and he took my little thumbnail and made it look like it was like on Times Square with cars passing by. So that kind of support, it's something that I appreciate from all of you all, and I hope that you all feel that support from me as well, because I like for you all.
I love the fact that Josh actually does what he says. Like, how sometimes he'll do the little competition things and he'll win, like the Starbucks cards. He actually sends them.
Oh yeah.
I won one, and I got I got a $10 Starbucks, and it was awesome. The fact that he's authentic, and our community very much is authentic.
What you see is what you get. That's why I love it.
So
thank you again. I appreciate it.
Thank you again, and I will see you soon, and I can't wait for the next book. Guys, here is the link for the book. I'm going to put it in the comment, in the comments, in the chat, and everything, along with the video. It is super cute, and I can't wait. So I will see you later. Go have lunch or whichever, because I do have to get ready for work pretty soon. So I'm going to share the amazing video that Izzy made for me with the song that I wrote, and say bye to everybody as well. Thank you, Felipe. It's great to see you. Bye.
Together we've stood through the stories we've shared, a space built on courage, on love, and on care. Though this moment ends, your journey goes on. You are stronger than you know, and you're never alone. So carry this light as you walk through the night. Hold on to hope, let your spirit rise bright. Till next time we meet again, keep rising, keep healing, my friend. Together we've stood through the stories we've shared, a space built on courage, on love, and on care. Though this moment ends, your journey goes on. You are stronger than you know, and you're never alone. So carry this light as you walk through the night. Hold on to hope, let your spirit rise bright. Till next time we meet again, keep rising, keep healing, my
Literally.
friend. So carry this light as you walk through the night. Hold on to hope, let your spirit rise bright. Till next time we meet again, keep rising, keep healing, my friend. Till next time we meet again, keep rising, keep healing, my friend.
Thank you again, Izzy, and everybody for being here. The video is, it really is beautiful. You did an amazing job with the song that I wrote. I'm, wow, just wow. So I love everybody. You guys are amazing. I do have to get ready for work. So big hugs and kisses. Please, please check out the kids book if you have grandbabies or kids yourself that are young age. Please, it's going to be a great book series, and yes, the video is very powerful. You did an amazing job of making that video to the lyrics and song that I wrote. Yes, it is very powerful. I love you guys, and I will see you all soon. Bye.